Welcome back to Lewis Family Farms, and this morning we are sharing with you from a couple rows, 3 rows of tomatoes that we have already reaped from, and these were plants that we were about to take out of the farm. As you can see, the area has been is bushy, and the trees, the plants they're not looking so good. But that's because these plants were to be retired. But where we are now, the price of tomatoes we're in the colder season, and so the price of tomatoes are about $50 now per pound, and these are for the small plummy tomatoes, cooking tomatoes. So the reason why that is the case is because of we have been getting a lot of rain. The conditions for growing tomatoes outdoors have not been very favorable at all, and so planting tomatoes now, you're definitely not going to be getting them during this time. They wouldn't be ready until another 3 months time, which would be February, about February, late January, February, before you start reaping tomatoes. And so what we have been doing is that we have started to revive these plants. So we're going back through the field, cleaning them up. So we'll soon be cleaning the ground, but we have been cleaning up the plants, and as you can see, there are young tomatoes. It's not a lot, but when the price is $50 per pound, then it becomes a lot. And so we have already started on these plants right here. As you can see, we have removed all the dry leaves, and this is what we use. It's a piece of tool. It's a clipper, simple clipper. We have removed all the dry leaves from the plants, so they are a lot much cleaner now. And so we are expecting to reap tomatoes from these plants again. These plants that we would have retired. It's just because we were not able to get around to it why these plants were not removed from the field already. Alright, so they're really looking pretty good. There are blossoms on them, there are young tomatoes on them, and so during this time when tomato is so expensive, we cannot afford to remove these plants. Alright, definitely not going to be getting hundreds of pounds from them, not going to be getting a lot from them, but at least we will have tomatoes for cooking. Definitely will have tomatoes for cooking. And so this is where we are. This is what the trees looked like. That's what they look like until we clean them up, so they can look like that one over there. Alright, the sun is coming out now. It is pretty warm, and so let me see if I can not sure how this is going to work, but I'm going to try and clean this one up so that you can see what we do. Alright, so look at this one. Start from the top. Well, that's what we do. You'll probably try it, start from the bottom or somewhere else. Alright, so we're trying to preserve these blossoms. And so we start by removing all the leaves that are not looking so nice, and especially the dead leaves. Alright, and so that's what that section of the plant now looks like. We'll remove these, remove that. Be careful not to remove the limbs that will produce. Alright, so remove also where we have already reaped, the stems that we have already reaped tomatoes from. The aim is really to try and clean up the trees and give them a fighting chance during this wet and cool time. Can't say cold because we're not in an area where we really experience snow. Definitely don't experience snow here in Jamaica. Alright, so like this dead limb, we're going to be removing that completely. So that is gone. All of that, it's gone. All right. And so the plant is already looking revived. So we're removing that one also. All of these. All of these. All right. Then we're going to come back through with our hoe and we are going to be removing all of these. All of these. Cleaning up the plant. Clean up the root of the plant. Alright, and as soon as we have cleared up these plants, then we are going to be giving them some plant food, feeding them, so that they can rebuild their immune system. So we are on another plant, which is close to that one. So all of this limb right here. Alright, not looking so good. So we have two limbs right here. I don't like how this one looks, so I'm going to remove that one. Alright, and in removing that one, we're giving this one a fighting chance. Alright, I'm going to remove that spring also. Alright, and so this limb now we're going to be tying it over here. So that looks good. Alright, so we have a nice tomato here. So we're not going to remove that. It's going to be removing the dry limbs and stems from around it. And the only reason why these plants are still alive is because they were in good, healthy condition before the rains started. We have been having a very wet hurricane season. We haven't gotten any hurricane, thanks be to God, but what it has done is that it has pushed back a lot of rains. So we've been getting a lot of rains, heavy rains and consistent rains. Now without rain we are not able to farm, but then when the rains come too much and too often, then it becomes a challenge for farmers. So everything in the market now, prices have skyrocketed and people are not able to eat as they would normally eat when the things were much cheaper, which is sad. It's good that the farmers are able to, cash in, because it's not. A lot of times farming is very difficult. People might make it seem as if it is not difficult, but farming is very difficult. It takes a lot of work and dedication, just like anybody else's job. And so the farmer has to be really committed. I've seen a lot of farms within a short time, gone out of operation. And the reason for that is because of how difficult farming and unpredicted farming can be at times. Alright, but in times, especially times like these, not so much the money. That's why we go to work though. We go to work so we can earn to take care of our families. And so in times like these, the farmers, they smile. But what happens is that they are not able to supply the market consistently, and so everybody supplies. So the food gets expensive, so a lot of people are not able to buy food at the market. It becomes a challenge. So the farmers produce a lot of it, a lot of times will also spoil in the field. They spoil at the market because the people are not able to buy it. Right now it's probably about 60 or 70 US dollars per pound for lettuce in our neck of the wood. So it's very expensive and not a lot of persons will be able to buy that. Alright, and so this is what the plant now looks like. And these are the two that we were just cleaning up. Alright, that's what it looks like. So we have new green pretty leaves, we have blossoms and tomatoes, blossoms, tomatoes, blossoms, tomatoes, and this one will soon be ready. As a matter of fact, we can actually pick this one or reap that one and take it home. Blossoms, blossoms, and the plant is doing wonderful. All right, so giving these plants a fighting chance. A couple of days of sun and a little food tree, a little nutrients, and they'll be up and running again, ready to reap. All right, so as I said, it's really a blessing that we have not already removed these plants. If we had, then we would have to be paying $50 per pound for tomatoes. All right, you see around the back there, not sure if you can see it, but we are able to reap for kitchen purposes. And we still had some that spoiled right there. All right, so this is what the plants look like now. And we'll be doing that for all 3 rows of our tomatoes. Whatever we can find. This one is not looking too bad already. There's a little tomato there and blossoms. And so this one, we'll remove this limb, remove this branch. Those are not looking good. We'll remove that branch, remove that, and remove these. We don't want this one all the way down here. Yeah, so we'll clean that. And that tree is already cleaned. There you go. Remove that little piece there. That's a nice tree. Alright, this one is also going to be a nice tree. Has a tomato there, so we're going to leave that. Another one here, another one there, another one there. Alright, so we most definitely will not have to be buying tomatoes, especially in abundance, during the festive season. Time is definitely too watery to be producing tomatoes outdoors. Alright, but we have tomatoes in our garden, and these plants should last us all the way through the winter, through the wet season. There you go. There you go. Remove those. Remove those. I don't like this stem here either. Remove that one. Remove that one. Clean that. Clean that. Receiving this tomato right here. It's almost ready. Alright, and remove those. And there. We have another plant ready to produce for us. Alright. So we'll go through the entire all the rows and do that, and hopefully these trees will produce and you know, take care of us during this time. All right, so be careful before you destroy your plants in your garden. If you do not have to, then all you need to do is to go through, clean them up. And look at this, beautiful, and we'll have tomatoes. All right, so we have completed the cleaning of the row. As you can see, the roots are now clean and the plants are now clean. Blossoms are obvious on all trees. Young fruits are obvious, young fruits, and so we should have enough tomatoes to take us through to the rest of the year, into next year. Alright, so definitely. So this will soon be going in the pot. As you can see, it's already changing color. And yeah, consider that a job well done all the way. So we have 2 other rows to clean, and then that would be it for our 3 rows of tomatoes. So these are looking good. Alright, so if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please click the subscribe button, click the bell icon, so as soon as we release new content you will be able to receive them, to be notified. Also, we are asking you to help us to grow our channel, so like our videos, share our videos, so that we can grow the channel and share the love with more people. Alright, so blessed love from us here at Lewis Family Farms.